Hi, I'm Lex and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to introduce you to my new project that'll be replacing my D100 project pan. So this project is basically a rolling project pan, very similar to what a lot of people do, where I'm just going to be bringing in some projects, usually for hit pan goals or finish goals, bigger things like that. I basically wanted to use this project because there's going to be less items in it and I have the freedom to set my own goals, as opposed to my D100 project pan where it was like very randomized and I was working on a lot more. But I think this will work better because I'm reaching tangible goals like hit pan or finish, where those are like kind of milestones. Those are like, yes, I've reached a certain specific point rather than usage goals. There's still a couple things in here for usage goals, mainly because lip products are really difficult for me and I don't want to be stuck with the exact same lip product for literally the whole year just because I rolled it in to finish or anything like that. But yeah, let me tell you what is going to be going into this project. Up first, my lid primer is going to be the Wonder 2 Prime and Behold. I have never used this and it is full right up to the top, as you can see. It seems like it'll make for a good primer, but I also know that this is a little old and I don't know if there have been any changes in consistency or formula since I've owned it, so we will have to take a look and see if it still works well and if it creases at all. I want to use this 50 times because it's a big product and because it's brand new, I don't think I'll be able to finish it anytime soon, so 50 uses will let me get a good sort of idea on how this works and whether it still works and if I like it or not. The other thing that I'll be working on is my depotted concealer from The Ordinary. The packaging broke, so it now lives in this 1:2 Caviar Illuminator tub. This is how much I have left. This is rolling over basically from my other project. And I want to finish this up because I don't want it to oxidize or go bad or anything, since I've had to depot it into this packaging. And I will be trying to finish this up, which may mean that it's in here for a really long time, but that's okay. It's a good eyelid primer for eyeshadows, so I'm willing to keep it in here as long as it needs to be here to be done. For my face primer, I'm going to be using this one from Bare Faced Chic, and as you can see, I had this rolled into a project before. I only used this, I think, like 10 times from new, and this is already how skinny it is. So I'm gonna pop this into finish. I don't think it'll take too long. This has a really weird consistency because it's very dry as a primer, and it's a little difficult to spread around your face, but it does have like the best mattifying qualities that I've ever seen in a primer. It's really, really good for that. I think this was really cheap and it's pretty old. Yeah, I quite liked it, to be fair. I don't know if I'd repurchase it because I'm trying to get through all my face primers. I'm not really a face primer person. I don't put foundation on, so I don't really need to prime. And I mainly just use them before I powder, just to mattify my face a little bit usually, or help the powder stick and mattify my face better. As for powders, I have two that I'm going to roll in here, and I'll explain why in a minute. This is going to be my main powder. This is the Technic Vitamin C Translucent Finishing Powder. I have two of these in different packaging, and I don't know if it's just because they are like reformulated or just newer packaging or whatever. The sifter on this is really weird. It's like a little net thing. And I like it a lot more because you can really get your brush in there, but it still like sifts the product out so you're not picking up loads and loads at a time. I always remove my sifters towards the end anyway to really get in there and get all the product. But this sifter is really nice, and I really like this. This product is okay. It's not super mattifying like I need, but it's nice enough. And if you had like maybe less oily skin, more normal or dry, I would highly recommend this. It's pretty cheap, and it is genuinely translucent. It doesn't leave a weird white cast on my face. The reason I'm rolling in a second powder is because I have a couple of powders that are very, very bad. I wouldn't wear them like even to work, because they either leave a weird cast on my face or they are just so bad at mattifying my face that I look oily immediately after I put them on. So I'm going to be trying to have one of those rolled in until I finish it up at all times, until I just get to my nice good new powders. This is one of the crap powders. This is the PS My Perfect Color Loose Baking Powder. It's supposedly in the shade Translucent, but the reason it's in this project is because it leaves a really, really yellow cast on my face, and also I'm just so greasy even when I wear this powder. There isn't a ton of it left. There's just that little bit at the bottom. I will be taking the sifter out of it soon. Oh, I've already taken the sifter out of it to really get in there. And I just want to finish this one up as well, because I don't like it, and I only use it on my days off when I know I'm not going anywhere. No one's seeing me. For my bronzer, I want to finish up this tiny little pan of bronzer that I frankened. It comes from my Second Glance palette. I basically, it's a contour highlight palette where the top 3 shades were like white, pink, and yellow, like setting powder, and then the bottom 3 shades were like 3 different shades of contour slash bronzer. And that palette as a whole just didn't really work for me, so I mixed up those 3 bottom shades to make just one uniform bronzer shade, because there was one that was too light, one that was too dark, and one that was nice. So I just mixed them all up together to make a good bronzer shade for me, and I've slowly been repressing bits of it into smaller pans just to give myself some easier goals to work on, because if I try and pan all of that in one go, it would be really overwhelming and it would be in here for about 3 years. So this is a little bit of that Franken bronzer. I just want to finish this pan up. It looks really dark because I've only just repressed this, but it should be easy enough. There's like a speck of glitter in there as well, so that's real nice. As for the blush that I'll be working on, this is my Revolution Blush Hot Spice palette. And it has what I essentially think of as 6 blush shades. 6 blush shades and 2 highlights, or like blush toppers. And I like this palette. Some of these blushes have they look like they have little glitters on them in the pan, but you really don't see it on your face. And the blush that I will be working on is the first one on this bottom row here. It looks like I've used it a couple times because it's got some brush marks in it, and I remember this one being my favourite because it looks the most sparkly in the pan. So when I first got this, I really liked that. It's a very bright kind of corally pink colour, and hopefully it'll look really nice. I'm just going to keep using it until I hit pan. My highlight comes from my W7 Prismatic palette, and honestly, this palette has never seen as much love as it did in this past year. And we're keeping that train rolling, because last year I hit pan on this yellow shade in my deck of panning and this pink shade in my D100 project pan. As you can see, I burrow little holes in them because I use them as an inner corner highlight as well as on my cheeks. The shade that we will be working on now is this middle shade here, which I call the blue shade, because this is more blue, this is more purple. I know they look very similar on camera, but in person this one is blue, this one's purple. So we'll be working on this middle blue shade here just to hit pan, and I assume it'll be the same thing as these two where I use it as an inner corner highlight as well, and that'll make it go quite fast. So I'm guessing this will be done in around 30 uses, because that's about the average that the other two took. This one took, I think, 25, 26 uses, and this one took about 32, 33 uses, I believe. So, yeah. That one will also probably take about 30. As for lip products, I have 2. I have a coloured lip product and a lip balm. This is just a little Stitch lip gloss in this kind of orangey corally shade. It'll be really nice to go with my blush, I believe. I've never used this before, but it doesn't look like there's a ton of product in here, to be honest. And I got a set of about 6 or 8 of these, so I just put little numbers on the top so I know which one's which. This is number 1. I want to use this 50 times and see how much progress that makes. I don't want to keep it into finish because that might take a while since I've never used it before, but 50 uses should make a really good dent and maybe get me about halfway, I think. The lip balm that I have is this one from Face Facts. It is the Cupcake Queen vanilla scented lip balm. Oh, it really does smell of vanilla. This is brand new as well, but I don't think there's that much product in here for a lip balm. I think I will get through it quite fast. Oh, watch me eat my words as I keep rolling this up. Okay, I lied. This is a really wobbly component, so I don't really trust that, but this is how much product is in here, and I want to also get 50 uses on this, because I have a lot of lip balms to get through. So this will be really nice. It smells really good, and it'll be really useful for work. I also track every single use on lip products. I don't just track days of usage, I track each individual use. So we'll see how much how quickly I can get my 50 uses done and how much progress that'll show. I will try and keep track of those on like a piece of paper or something, because I've never done that before, but it seems like the best way of tracking lip products. For my like random miscellaneous product, which is usually an eyeliner, I want to roll in this Collection Glam Crystals Metallic Liquid Liner in the shade Blue Skies 4. You can see this has like a lot of blue glitters, blue shimmer in there. I don't know if you can see actually, but I've never used this and it looks gorgeous. It's like I love a glittery metallic-y liquid liner, so this will be really, really nice. It settles about here from the looks of it, so we'll see how much progress I can make in 20 uses. This is a little bit more of like an interesting item that I'll only really use on my days off, so I'll only set a 20 use goal on it because I don't want to overwhelm myself. As for a body glitter, I have this little Hello Kitty one with like a little powder puff in the top. It is very glittery. I've used it a couple times. It has like a little sifter under here, so you can get your body glitter and glitter yourself. I kind of just want to use this up, but this is pretty much brand new as well. I've used it maybe once or twice, so a 20 use goal on this will be good as well. I don't imagine that I'll get a lot of those uses until it starts to warm up and I wear short sleeves out again, but just to let you know that this is in here, and I might not mention it in the coming updates unless I make some progress on it, but it is still here, it is still around. I'll also be rolling in this hand cream. This is the Creighton's Argan Oil hand cream, and this is brand new. I don't think I've taken the little seal off it yet. I want to just use this until I've finished it up. I use a hand cream basically every night before I go to bed, and sometimes I take them out and about with me, so this one will hopefully be nice. Argan oil's good for you, I hear. Yeah. For my perfume, I have this little solid perfume from Meydan, and this is what it looks like. It is brand new. It's just a very small pan of solid perfume. It smells very fresh, very green, but also has more of like a unisex scent to it rather than like a florally type deal. I don't know, I quite like it. You basically just rub this on like your pulse points, on your neck and your wrists and stuff. It smells nice, and there's 4 grams of it, so we will see how much I can use up in the next month, how quickly it goes. I'm aiming to finish this because it is only small, so this isn't a finish. And as for my body spray, I have my Victoria's Secret Temptation. I talked about these before, where like the Victoria's Secret smells that I have, Temptation and Love Spell, are my favourite Victoria's Secret smells, but Victoria's Secret smells don't smell as good as some of my other body sprays still. So even though these are like, this is where your average Victoria's Secret scent is, this is where like Temptation and Love Spell are for me, but then this is where like my other body sprays are, my cheaper, more affordable, nicer smelling ones. This is nice. It's supposedly apple and desert flower. I'm not sure if I smell that personally, but it's a nice scent either way. And I want to get a quarter of this used up, so let's say like this is half, this would be like a quarter. So I want to use up about this much, so to the secret part of Victoria's Secret. That's just like an approximation. I don't really, like, I'm not going to be specific about it, but that's roughly how much I want to use up of this before I switch out to a different scent, because I don't want to get bored. I want to keep it interesting. All in all, that'll be everything coming into this project, and hopefully those are some reasonable goals where I will be seeing a lot of progress. I did just get a little weighing scale for Christmas to weigh my makeup, so that'll be really exciting, and I can give you weight updates to see how much things are changing when they don't necessarily have a lot of visual progress. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching, and stick with me for the rest of January, where I will be doing a lot more finales, intros, and updates to all of my project pans. Exciting stuff. I'll see you all soon. Bye!